Hello, Pete and Corinne here.
And welcome to the Primary Music Show.
Today we are talking all about the cross-curricular power of music.
Yes, we are. And also, if you don't want you to think that I don't normally say this bit.
I know, I tricked you.
Don't feel like you have any questions. Wait, hang on. I'm going to try and work this out. We don't want you to feel like you've got any questions. So, if you do have any questions, just come on over to our designated Facebook group. Just head on over to the primarymusic.group and we will hopefully answer your questions there.
I tricked you there, didn't I?
I don't think I could have put it in a more beautiful, fluent way.
I'm not sure designated is the right word. A designated Facebook.
Dedicated Facebook. That's the word that I wanted.
And introducing the lady who has been the #1 mini motorways player in the world for one day.
For one singular day.
Corinne Hope.
It was a good night. It's all gone wrong, Pete. This is awful. Oh, I already said your name. Introducing the man who has a to-do list for just about every aspect of his life. He's incredibly organised, Peter Jenkins.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
You should.
Perfect.
Not.
Oh.
Shall we get on with it?
I think we should.
Alrighty.
I think we need a break.
Losing my mind.
The cross-curricular power of music.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating, isn't it? Why don't you tell us all a bit about it?
Take it away, Pete.
No, I said you.
I know you were doing that. So we've picked out some subjects that you tend to obviously, well, all kids will learn in primary school and in secondary school as well. Maths, English, science, art, history, PE and geography. And we're going to be talking about how you can incorporate music, just even if it's just slightly, into all of those subjects. So let's kick things off. Let's go backwards. Let's start with geography.
Geography.
Okay.
So this is the one that you said you didn't want to do.
No, I do want to do it. I suck at geography.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. So I mean, a great place to start is world music, isn't it? All your children will know something, or they'll have heard some kind of world music. But showing them where each world music is on a map, and I think you created a really good.
Each world music is on a map.
Each sound is on a map. I think you created a really good. PowerPoint for this, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you click the country and then you go there and it plays you some music from that country and tells you about instruments from that country.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It was quite fun.
And you can get it on themusicalme.com.
It was like a little game. So it's like you'd go on an explorer adventure around the world on an aeroplane and you go to China.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's always an easy way of doing it, I suppose. It's just trying to associate, can they guess the country from the sound?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's just a really easy way of creating a really good geography lesson through music, incorporating it in there.
What about rivers and things? Because I remember this is what I remember learning in geography. It's all about things like rivers.
If you ask me about geography in secondary school, my mind just goes straight to Oxbow Lake.
What is an Oxbow Lake?
You don't know what an Oxbow Lake is?
No.
An Oxbow Lake is where a river has, when it's in when it does an arch like that. Well,
yeah.
Like an S, for instance.
Yeah.
Where the quickest way for the water to go is actually straight through the middle of the S. So it creates a semicircle over here, which is a lake then. So it gets cut off. I don't think I described that very well. I'm sorry, my geography teacher.
See, this is what I mean. I suck at geography. I have no idea what you just said.
I'll Google it after.
Okay, just show me afterwards. Yeah. But there's,
I don't think you can incorporate Oxbow Lakes and music, really, can you? Or rivers and music. I mean,
There's quite a lot of songs
Rain
that mention
Shakers?
rivers in them.
yeah.
I think geography is a really tough one. The go-to area is to explore countries
Yes.
and maps, I think. And by doing that, looking at world music, I think that's probably the best way of doing it. I suppose you could look at different landscapes and do some more, like you said, exploring the sounds, trying to recreate soundscapes with those landscapes. So a dry desert, a cold, stormy.
Yeah, like using percussion to make the sounds or stories.
Yeah,
of that
exactly. A
landscape.
jungle,
Yeah.
you know, different habitats.
Yeah, something like that would be really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause that's all part of geography, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Should
Glad we got that out of the way first.
Should we go past geography and look at PE? Physical
Yes.
education.
My favourite kind.
What physical education?
I was being sarcastic. So, dance.
Dance. I mean, you've got to use music in dance, haven't you?
Exactly.
Really? Where would dance be without music?
Well, it's all to do with moving to a beat, isn't it?
And that's what we want to teach our kids. We want to teach them how to stay in time with music and keep to the rhythm of the music. And dance is a really good way of doing that.
And developing their motor skills.
Yes.
Their cognitive abilities. You know, it's really, really important. And also, it's just a great way of staying healthy.
Yeah.
Even that's why adults do it.
Yeah.
They go to dance classes and Zumba.
Zumba.
And yes, Zumba. Have you ever been to a Zumba class, Pete?
I haven't been to a Zumba.
They are
class.
quite fun.
Yeah.
They are tiring.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But that's just a great example of how you can incorporate music and physical exercise.
Yeah, I guess it's like if you go to any kind of gym class like that, they'll always have music there, and that's just
Blasting
because
out.
it is really motivational.
Even in your spin class that you do.
Yeah, the music is too loud in that class, to be fair. It's a really confined room, and they've got like a PA system that's like far too big.
I think the point is, if you can't hear your heartbeat, then you won't know how tired you are.
Yeah, I mean,
They
that
want
kind
you
of
to
makes
pedal
sense.
away
Yeah.
from the music as
Yeah.
fast as you can.
You can hear. So he says to try and stay in time with the music, but you can feel the bike shake to the beat of the music. So yeah,
Wow.
too loud. But yeah, it's basically just motivational, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's really good for getting your kids active in the morning, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or just playing some music that is really up tempo, some modern dance music, maybe something like that.
Yeah, anything with a big, strong pulse.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, you're halfway there.
Yeah. History.
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 I mean, the classic here is the history of music, isn't it?
Yes, but I said this to you. I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Because you want to teach that in music.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we're looking at how to improve music cross-curricularly.
Yes.
That's not even a word. But we're looking at how we can incorporate music into a history lesson as opposed to just teaching the history of music.
That's true, but you could also add, yes, the history of music is separate to history, but they link very carefully.
They do,
So-
but you
so
also
if
need to look at things like a lot in your primary schools. If you're looking at the Tudors, you're not then going to go, well, this is the music of the Tudors.
You could though.
You could, but
could
you also
play
need
that.
to teach them about the Tudors.
Why aren't we teaching about the Tudors while listening to Tudor music in the background?
You could.
It would make you feel a lot more at home with the Tudors.
You
wouldn't
certainly could. And I'm not
Exactly.
saying you shouldn't do that. What I'm saying is there are also other ways. So, for example, if we look at, there's those two musicals I was talking about.
it? Yes.
Hamilton, for one, and Six, the musical, which is all about Henry VIII's wives.
Yes. So
Teaching, events in history through song.
Yeah, they are very good for teaching kind of historical events that might be boring to try and teach a primary school class.
Yeah. See, I remember now who the first sort of few presidents were in the United States, only through
Because of Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, true. That is really good.
That's the only reason I know those answers. And it usually comes up in a pub quiz question as to who was president after George Washington.
Yeah, true.
Who was it,
I
Pete?
guess the thing we have to be careful with, though, is that they they swear a bit in Hamilton.
They do. But I wouldn't necessarily say use Hamilton as in your class. And what I'm saying is there's ways of because there are primary school friendly kind of musical songs.
Yes, of course.
That people have written that will teach you about different events in history, like the Vikings, the Tudors.
Yeah.
You know, look at Horrible Histories, for example. That's like a funny way of teaching you about history.
That is very
there are so
popular.
many musical kind of things on YouTube.
Yeah. What about Six the Musical? I actually hadn't heard of that until you brought it up.
It's great.
Is that
I don't think it's kid friendly. No, I don't think it's kid friendly.
Oh right. Okay.
I mean, they cut off one of their heads. Like, you know, it's.
I mean, they still have to learn about that.
They do still have to learn about it.
Maybe they don't want to see it.
No, it's a little bit more adult, I think. It's still very. It's teenage friendly.
Yes.
But not primary friendly. I don't think.
I'm sure you could pick out scenes in it though. That
yeah,
you'd
probably.
Be able to,
it's all sung.
Oh, that's quite cool.
Yeah, and it's all sung, so it's all from the wives' perspectives.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And it's only like an hour long. There's no break.
Interesting.
So, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.
Yeah, that's really cool. I haven't seen it. Definitely try and watch it. Should we move on to art?
Yes.
This is very kind of classic. Art and music go hand in hand, don't they? Really?
I would love to do this lesson. This is just a nice idea. Just stick on a piece of music and have them paint.
Yeah, and paint, like, not just like paint anything, but I would say, like, why don't we stick on maybe 4 pieces of music and do 4 different paintings, and then you've got to kind of show the emotion in each music.
What does it make you want to draw?
Yeah, exactly, things like that, or the colours that you'd like to use because of this piece of music. That could be a really interesting way of doing it.
We should do that for a podcast one day.
Yeah? Well, for the podcast listeners, they'd just be listening to a song. Which I think
can paint along with us.
They could paint along with us, unless you're listening in the car.
Don't paint.
Don't drive and paint.
We are not encouraging that. But I think it's a nice idea. And
it is a nice idea.
because it's that reflective learning, isn't it? Whilst also improving their artistic skills.
Yeah, definitely.
So science, Pete.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a nerdy guy.
I mean, the basics of science that you could look at to do cross-curricular music with is how sound is created, isn't it? So things like thunderstorms and how you see
how sound travels.
How sound travels. You hear the bang before you see the bang, kind of thing.
You see the bang?
You see the bang. You know what I mean. And the.
Sorry, I'm just picturing you seeing like thunder. What would that look like?
I mean,
Pete?
not thunder, obviously. Lightning. Okay.
There we go.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay, thank you very much. But I guess there's also science you could make. Instruments is quite a cool thing to do. Like you could try and make a shaker, a tambourine, using some rice. Things like that. Or
yeah, I think that's probably more to do with art. I would say looking more at the vibration of strings, for example.
Make a guitar.
Yes.
Make a one-stringed guitar.
You could
elastic bands.
You could make a one-string guitar, but it's more literally looking at the physical vibration of the strings.
Yes, true.
That's what we're talking about with the science part of it.
Yeah, so seeing the wavelengths, basically.
Yes, seeing the wavelengths, seeing the changes in frequency.
Yeah.
And exploring what that means.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting, and I think
Thank you.
that could be a really cool way of teaching about wavelengths, really, isn't it? If you can play the music and you can see, because you can get software that shows music in the wavelengths that it's using, I guess, producing. If you can kind of show that on the board or something, that could be a really cool way of showing what music actually is at its kind of smallest molecular form.
For sure.
I've used molecular in 2 podcasts.
You really do.
in a row
Yeah,
now.
yeah. That's apparently Pete's word of the week.
2 weeks, because
the month.
We definitely don't do these all in the same day.
No, we just wear the same clothes.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Every month.
Whole month.
A whole month.
We have one set of clothes for the month.
We can't afford clothes.
Please help us out.
Oh dear. Right, English. Nice and easy one. Look at lyrics. Lyrics is poetry. You know, you learn poetry as part of your English. You learn how to do descriptive writing. Look at rap music. You know, it's all part of it. It's all connected. So, sorry, you're smiling at me really like
Carry on.
No, you made me really nervous.
I was just saying how long I could stay quiet and you just talked for without interjecting.
Are you trying to say that I talk too much?
No. Carry on.
No, that's me done now.
Well, I guess the other one there is kind of descriptive writing. So I
said that.
Did you? Oh, I wasn't listening. But you get the general idea. If you write a poem, you could stick on some drums and the class could try and rap to it. You could put on a beat. Just kind of making poetry and storytelling a little bit more interesting. Like even if they've just written a story in the class, instead of just reading out or even reading the stories on paper, why not kind of stick on some music or soundscapes that would give you an idea of where they'd be told, and then kind of talk them in front of the music instead.
Yeah.
And I think that could be a really cool way of bringing out the atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely.
Bringing emotion into the
There's
writing.
loads you could do with English.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because there's so many pieces of music that are not just instrumental. It's all to do with language.
Yeah, looking at lyrics of popular songs that your children like could be a really cool way if you kind of have them on the board and you can try and pick apart what they might actually mean, try and find a different meaning in
that
them.
too, and exploring things like syllable counts for poetry, looking at rhyming couplets, things like that. They're a great example of ways to do that.
Yeah, you could create your own lyrics to songs as well. Take songs that they like, and then try and figure out how many syllables are in certain lines, and then go, right, you need to write your own words that fit with that amount of syllables. And that could be a really cool thing to do.
And finally, maths. Talk to me about maths, Pete.
So I think the classic one here is Timetable's Rock Stars, which have already kind of taken the primary scene by storm, but that's exactly what they're doing. They are the cross-curricular maths and music, and that's because they are so similar. So, like, the rhythm in music can be translated into maths. So, like, each note is worth a certain number of beats, and you could do addition, subtraction,
multiplication.
Are we just naming maths terms?
Division. Algebra.
We don't know much about maths, do we?
Long division, short division.
Pythagoras.
Oh, is that a maths term?
Pythagoras theory. I couldn't tell you anything about it, but it's a thing.
But it is, as you say, rhythm is maths. It just is.
Yeah.
You know, you have to add up your beats in order to complete your bar.
Yeah, every bar has to add up to 4.
Even if that's what you're filling with silence, you still have to mark it in. So we've got loads of musical maths worksheets where they just, what's a crotchet plus a crotchet equal 2. Okay,
Yes.
what's a minim plus a crotchet equal 3? And you could do that the same thing, but with multiplication or subtraction. So maths is, again, a very easy thing to incorporate music into, or do it the other way around. So if you're doing a music lesson, you want to incorporate some maths in.
That's easy too, yeah. Just
very simple.
Do the addition or multiplication kind of thing and bring it in, and you could even play them. That means you can go from saying there's 2 plus 1, you could go from saying there is 2 hits on a table or something like that, plus 1 hit on a table equals 3, and then just letting them hear that could open up kind of a way of learning for some of your children that they might not understand without that.
Definitely.
Love it. I think it's about time for a challenge.
I was
for you,
waiting for
isn't
that.
it?
Yeah.
I think it is. Let's do a challenge.
Okay.
Okay, so your challenge today is a bit of a intros game.
I know, you told me earlier.
Yeah, so... yeah, I need to tell the audience as well.
Oh, sorry.
Right, okay, so you're first.
How many seconds of each song do I get?
I'm going to say 5.
5. Okay, that's quite... I reckon I can do it with 5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go for number 1, is this.
It's the Jackson 5. No, it's not. It's Michael Jackson. Or the Jackson 5. Blame It on the Boogie?
It is Blame It on the Boogie. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
By the Jacksons.
The Jacksons, okay.
Yeah, nearly. It's okay. Okay, you got number 1. Well done, well done. Next up, we are going to have...
Elton John.
Yes.
I'm Still Standing.
It is.
Yeah.
Well done. Very good, very good.
You're going to have to become harder than this, Pete.
Yeah, I am, aren't I? Let's do this one.
Dire Straits?
No. You will know it.
Will I, though?
Yeah, do you want to hear it again?
Yeah.
Dum da dum dum.
Not a clue.
Da, da, dum, da. It's I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Oh.
By Marvin Gaye.
Okay, I thought that was Stevie Wonder.
Fair enough. Next one. Let's do a hard one or an easy one. Let's do a hardish one.
I don't know. Let me hear it again. Oh, I know it, but I don't know
You
it.
will know it.
I do know it. No, what is it?
Can I Kick It?
Ah,
By A Tribe Called Quest. There you go.
I got 4. No, I got 2
You
out
got
of 4.
2 out of 4. Which is the same as me last
Yeah,
time.
there you
so
go. All right.
Drawings, that's all good.
We're equal.
So hopefully that has given you a little insight into the cross-curricular power of music and how hopefully we've given you a few ideas about how you might be able to reinvent some of your lessons to include music and hopefully engage some of the children that you might be losing or struggling to keep interested with these particular subjects.
In a new and exciting way.
New and engaging way as
In
well.
a new and musical way.
Let's leave it there.
All right.
Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Come say hello. Come say hello. Be in